Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's talk on Introduction to Program Management. My name is Vic. I'm from Data Mining Tools. Let's talk about program management today. First, what is a project? So, project is nothing but it's a unique process consisting of a set of activities which are coordinated and controlled to with a start and finish dates, undertaking activities uh, which conform to a specific requirements. So this is a definition for project, and project has a scope, project has time, cost, quality and resource constraints, and project is a plan of getting things done, a set of activities done. Next, let's take a look at what is project management. Project management is the art of organizing, leading, reporting, and completing a project through people. So, what is the role of a project manager? Project is a planned undertaking, and a project manager is a person who causes things to happen, who makes the project to either succeed, fail, or it takes more time to get it done. So that's the project manager, and project management is causing a planned interaction to happen. Next, question one: write down three attributes of a good project manager. Think about what so the basic things are: one is a good communicator, two, somebody who gets the job done, three, somebody who adheres to rules, laws and processes and get things done. This is a general thing, but let's look at what are the characteristics or attributes of a good project manager. First, a good project manager takes ownership of the whole project. Next, is proactive and not reactive. Proactively takes preemptive measures so that they don't run into risks or problems. Next, adequate plans for the project. Is not authoritative, is authoritative, not authoritarian. Is decisive, is a good communicator. This is very important. Communication does 50% of the job throughout the project. Managed by data and facts, not uninformed optimism. Leads by example, has sound judgment, is a motivator, is diplomatic, and can delegate. You have to have the skill of delegating work, assigning who is going to do what, when, and how it gets done. Next, stakeholder engagement. So who is a stakeholder? A person or group of people who have a vested interest in the success of an organization and the environment in which the organization operates to get a project done. Stakeholders are all the people who are interested in the project. So next question. So write down three typical project stakeholders. You can say people who fund, people who build, people who manage. These are all stakeholders of the project. Next, so these are the typical stakeholder sponsors. The people who sponsor the project. Funding body, the funding body also are sponsors. Customers, suppliers, end users, environmental agency, maintenance team, neighbors, community, shareholders of the project, fusion community, interfaces. So all these people are somehow connected to the project, have some role to play in it, and do are well wishers for the project to get succeeded. These are all stakeholders. Stakeholder engagement process. First step, identify the stakeholders. Step 2, assess the needs. Identify what are the needs for the stakeholders. That could be getting information in time, keeping them updated with the statuses, so on and so forth. Next, define actions. What actions to be done to get the needs filled of the stakeholders. Next, establish communicating channels. You set deadlines, times, communication, norms, all that happens. Gather feedback from them and use it to improve the process. Monitor and review. Next, the project process. So here don't look at the whole sheet, just look at these processes. Okay, so first initiate project. It has two steps: project setup, project definition. Next, the second one is undertaking design, conceptual design, scheme design, detailed design. Number 3, undertaking tender invitation and assessment. After it is selected, hand over the tender to the people. After selecting the tender, that particular company give the project to them and they will implement the project. What are the phases of implementation? Manufacturing equipment, installing equipment, test and commission. So they finish the job. Then it comes back to the company which is requested the project to be done. So at the end, the project completes with two things: confirm completion and project review. So this is the overview of the project process. Next, key points in project setup and definition. First, create project management plan. Next, be clear of scope and objectives. Establish clear statement of what is to be done, work breakdown structure. Establish risks to be managed. Establish cost and duration. Establish resource required. Next, so first, project management plan. It's a master document for the project. What all it has is this. First, it starts the project definition, scope, deliverables, project objective, not just definition, objective, and stakeholders, internal and external both stakeholders, people who have some interest in the project, work to be done, work breakdown structure, project organization and resources, project costing, project schedule, procurement, contract strategy, risk management, quality management, and change management. Next, project planning. Adequate plan leads to correct completion of work. So if you have planned very well and you have executed it successfully, project will be a success. Planning. So inadequate planning leads to frustration towards the end of the project and poor project performance. At the beginning of the project, you're not serious, you don't have a concrete plan in place, and you're just running with the flow, and then you'll be frustrated. Next, work breakdown structure. Work breakdown structure is the foundation for effective project planning, costing, and management. So work breakdown structure is nothing but a sheet that has all the list of individual components that needs to be done, the work that needs to be done. Definition. A work breakdown structure is a hierarchical tree structure of deliverable and tasks that needs to be performed to complete a project. Next, so let's look at the WBS, top level of the project. So here we have an optical systems project, and they have Thomson scattering core. It's called leader. So first on the left side you have leader, project management. So first steps of the project. Next, leader, system concepts, then laser system. So these are different parts of the project and they're broken down. Greens are successfully done, whites are under process. This is it. Next, lowest point of WBS is work package. Work package can be clearly defined as allowing package to be costed, scheduled, and resourced. And so this is part of project planning. Next, work breakdown structure allows hierarchically built up cost and schedule. Cost and schedule can be reported at any level of the WBS, but it has to be monitored and noted and saved, right? So this is about project planning. Next, a word about scheduling. Scheduling can have a wide variations. So it depends on the task then. So you will reach back to the dev lead, and for instance, you're developing a software of a website. You reach back to the dev lead, and before you begin the project, you ask him for some scheduling and cost, resource and cost and schedule, not cost, resource, the number of resources and number of expenditures that you have in terms of time and development. So this will help you to plan your schedule very well. Next, we recognize the adequate project planning is essential. Produce a sound work breakdown structure. Update the framework constantly. Project management plan has to be updated. Involve the right people. Allow enough time. Be systematic. Project risk management. So if you don't have risk management, you will be in trouble, because before you begin development, you need to assess all the risks that project will have and then come up with a contingency plan. Project risk is an uncertain event or a condition that, if it occurs, has a positive or negative effect on the project outcome and objective. Okay, there are combination of probability is called the combination of the project management, the risk it's called risk index. So yes, look at these with different kinds of threats. So the first threat for scope. Scope is nothing but what are the things that you'll do. For instance, your activity is constructing 10 toys. This is a toy production company and you're building 10 toys, and in which when you're halfway through the project, you see a lot of the scope comes in. Let's say we'll make it battery operated, we'll make it remote operated, we'll make it RFID operated. So coming, if you don't have all this planned out, it's a poor quality product. Next, schedule. If the threat hits the schedule, then you'll lead to a late delivery. For instance, you want it done in 3 months and then sell the toy after 3 months, and you have all these problems coming and the schedule is not clear, then you'll take, rather than 3, you'll take 6 months to get it done. That will delay the product. Cost threat is overproduced, overspent. Next, so risk management process. Identify risk, assess likelihood and impact, rank risks and prioritize, define risk management approach and mitigation plans, implement those actions, monitor and review always. Next, make the management of risk integral to the way the project is managed. Ensure the cost and time contingencies are consistent with identified risk. There will always be few unexpected things coming. You have to be prepared for them. Don't worry about that you need to have all the 100% risks identified. Have at least 60 to 80% of the risk, and some elements will come in where you'll adjust with your time. Project monitoring and control. Write down 3 typical project control and monitoring activities. So what are typically one? So for instance, we can say uh, so regular review of resource loading. So you have to monitor everything. So you have to monitor what's happening, and you should have a systematic update and noting down procedure for all these things. Okay, for instance, regularly meeting with contractors, regular progress meetings with project team, the risk reviews, all of these. Okay, next, typical control activities. So typical control activities are like assigning responsibilities in the WBS, staged authorization of work to be done, staged release of budgets, ensure project manager has a management reserve under his control, release management, release carefully, reserve carefully. That's the thing. Summary of project management and control: monitor against the plan, stick to the plan as much as you can, take factual approach to decisions, let the decisions be supported by data and facts, not by intuition. Intuitions very rarely. Next, identify management action early. Check that defined controls are being applied correctly or not. Apply change control. Documentation control and change control has to be occupied throughout the project. Next, confirmation completion is the end. So at the end, get sign-offs, uh, confirmation review and closure procedures has to be followed. Ensure the user manuals are produced. Hold a formal post-out review. Then ensure all the design records are completed and accurate. Ensure any outstanding actions or issues are addressed. And then here at the completion, create what are the other bugs and features caught in the development, which will be fixed in the next version. This is about we come to the end of this introduction to project management. Thank you for your time. Hope you had a great day and great learning ahead. Thank you. Bye.